Taiwan, I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's ruling and opposition parties have taken to the streets to garner support in the country's ongoing mass lawmaker recall movement.
最重要要靠区域联防，因为我们没有办法像民进党有中央无限的资源，我们唯一能做的就是团结。那团结除了个别立委以外，一定要做区域的团结。
Taiwan's Central Election Commission announced Friday that petitions against 24 opposition Kuomintang lawmakers have obtained enough signatures to move on to a public vote. The party has mobilized with a large rally scheduled on Saturday in Taipei. Meanwhile, the ruling Democratic Progressive Party has pledged its support to the civic groups looking to take down KMT lawmakers.
看板的部分，还有空战的部分，还有陆战的部分，其实我们都尽全力的安排。那包括另外的一些大型的活动，我们现在目前都在陆续规划当中。
The recall votes for the 24 KMT lawmakers will take place on July 26. Over 5,000 Chinese spouses in Taiwan have given proof that they have renounced their household registration in China. The government has told around 12,000 people to submit such proof or risk losing their right to live in Taiwan. Taiwan's Straits Exchange Foundation says it will offer help to people having difficulties getting the documents they need.
他也特别回到了中国大陆，希望能够办理这个拿到户籍除籍证明，但是他最后没拿到，有这种个案。那这种个案，我们最后会协调移民署跟陆委会。 然后只要能够提供相当的证明和资料，那我们也会予以做一些这个协助和处理。
The deadline for those people affected to submit their documents is set for the end of June. Nearly 1 in 4 adults in Taiwan use the app TikTok or its Chinese version, Douyin, but as its popularity grows, so does the controversy around it. A new report suggests TikTok or Douyin users may view politics and culture differently from those who don't use the app. The report was published by Doublethink Lab, which investigates Chinese influence and disinformation in Taiwan. Our reporter Chris Gorin spoke to Doublethink Lab researcher Eric Xu to find out more.
So I want to start by asking you, why did Doublethink choose to look at TikTok specifically? What makes this app different, especially for Taiwanese users?
I think there's various reasons that Doublethink Lab we choose TikTok as the target to study. I think one of the most significant reason is the short form type of video is actually being brought by TikTok, and it kind of permanently changed people's habits on information consuming. And the other thing is also about there's quite a lot of concern and suspicious about TikTok's platform, no matter on its controlling of algorithm or its potential pro-China situation. I think for those people who supporting democracy and wanted to remain the democratic resilience of Taiwan, we always have quite a lot of concern about TikTok.
I guess I'll just ask you straightforwardly, how much do you or does Doublethink feel that TikTok presents a threat to Taiwan's information ecosystem, or to its society?
I think I can only represent myself as the project manager to saying this, to answer this question based on our study. I will say, according to our 3 reports, TikTok has already significantly changed people's ideas on perception about PRC. And it is decreasing people's willing to resist and also reduce the sensitivity of people to identify what is PRC threats, because people start to think, oh, PRC is more livable. There's no significant difference between PRC life and life in Taiwan. So eventually people will start to think, oh, if the problem only happened between governments and politicians, then for ordinary citizens, why we need to fight for Taiwan if there's no difference? If one day that PRC conduct military invasion to Taiwan, our life will have no change, so why we resist? So I think this kind of idea has already start to influence Taiwan, and I think TikTok absolutely contribute a lot.
Do you think the danger is enough that Taiwan should consider banning the app completely?
I think as an activist, I will suggest our society. I think that is also one of the reasons that we wanted to do this project, because we want our partners or our society can have a chance to know more about TikTok or what exactly TikTok users' experience look like. Because as a democratic system, for most of our interviewees, they reply during the interview, they saying that they know that TikTok has some negative contents. However, they don't agree that they will be brainwashed by TikTok. So, and if banning TikTok without further discussion directly, they think it will make Taiwan have no difference with PRC. So I think as an activist, I will encourage government officials or other organizations more get involved in the study of TikTok and bring more social communication strategy with TikTok users, especially to younger generation.
On that topic, you did release a separate report specifically on younger people using TikTok. What are some of the specific concerns or the specific trends that you found among younger people using TikTok?
The one thing that keep making me notice during the conduction of the project is I found that younger generation has a sense of powerless and insensitivity to quite lots of things. So the powerless reflect in various perspectives. For example, when we ask their ideas about potential unification or their ideas about PRC threats, because of the powerless, they think there's nothing they can do. And because there's nothing they can do, so they don't care. Or they don't think it will be helpful if they care. And I think for also not only during the interview with our younger generation, when we talk with other teachers or educational organizations about the kids these days, they also found, compared with the previous generation, the insensitivity is really strong. It seems there's nothing can actually raise their interest. So I think when we put this situation back to the discussion of potential unification or potential military conflicts, we need to make our younger generation be able to care our system or to care Taiwanese democracy first, and then to more further encourage them to fight for our system.
That was Eric Xu, researcher at Doublethink Lab. Tune in next Tuesday for the full episode from Zoom In, Zoom Out. People in Taiwan hoping to apply for a U.S. student visa must now make their social media accounts public. The United States' de facto embassy in Taiwan, the American Institute in Taiwan, resumed taking student visa applications after a brief suspension. That's after U.S. President Donald Trump ordered all American foreign missions to suspend student visa applications in May. The Trump administration said the move was to increase social media vetting for applicants. AIT says that anyone applying for a student visa are, quote, requested to adjust the privacy settings on all of their social media accounts to public to facilitate vetting. Iran launched a salvo of missiles into Israel in the early hours of Saturday. It marks the 9th day of airstrikes between the two Middle Eastern countries. Reports say missiles targeting Israel could be seen from the West Bank. Israel launched air attacks on Iran on June 13th, targeting Tehran's nuclear program. Performing arts troupes from Taiwan are ready to showcase their talents at two prominent art festivals in Europe this summer. Our reporter Sandy Chi went to see what they've got in store.
Showcasing Taiwan's diverse soft power. 8 performance troupes from the country are set to hit the stage at 2 major arts festivals in Europe this summer, the Avignon Festival and the Edinburgh Festival Fringe.
这两大艺术节庆不只是我们国际上表演艺术一个非常重要的舞台，一个非常重要的殿堂，也是全球艺术家展现他们的作品、互相交流并且互相激荡的重要舞台。
The types of performance range from puppetry to dance to magic and many more, all exploring themes such as emotional connection, self-identity, and cultural memory. Among the troops flying off this year is Dance, who will be performing their piece Trace of Belief in Edinburgh. The artists aim to explore Taiwan's traditions after being inspired by temple processions.
我们想要传达就是我们本身是台湾是一个多元文化的融合，然后还有我们自身在当今的现代还有很多，比如说道教或者是佛教，还有一些传统的庙会仪式，还是在发生在一些当今的社会上。然后这些东西，然后在我自己的一个当代的一个舞蹈的传统，就是做结合的时候，我们发现有很有趣的交织和融合，然后找到一个新的面貌和语汇这样子。
And Dance hope the performance will strengthen the faith and inspiration of their audiences.
因为信仰这件事情本来就是存在着每个人的心中，希望透过这个东西可以带给大家很多很多的力量，然后感受到很多很多的信仰或是信念在自己的身上不断的发光，然后支持继续生活生存下去的一个轨迹和路线这样。
Taiwan has been represented at the festivals in Edinburgh and Avignon for over a decade now, and will continue to take part in the events to better showcase Taiwan's culture globally.
亲爱的台湾艺术家们，你们是台湾文化的使者，不仅代表台湾创作力，也代表我们的价值、信念与文化自信。文化部将持续作为你们最坚实的后盾，将台湾文化推上更高、更远的舞台。
With the Avignon Festival getting underway in July and the Edinburgh Fringe in August, the countdown has begun. These artists are more ready than ever to share their talents with the world. Fu Huahong, Eason Chen, and Zanichi for TaiwanPlus.
In the waters off Penghu, Taiwan's facing a silent invader, starfish, which are threatening the local coral. The government is responding quickly to this spiky situation. Chelsea Wu has more.
With its vibrant coral reefs, the outlying islands of Penghu are a favorite destination for divers from around the world. But these divers aren't sightseeing. They're on a mission, searching for a spiky predator that's invading Penghu's waters.
1年至少3亿颗嘞，繁殖力很大。
The poisonous crown of thorns starfish, also known as the coral killer, preys on hard, stony coral, like the ones in Penghu's waters. Taiwan reported its first large-scale outbreak of the starfish in 2010 and has been closely monitoring them ever since. Marine protection volunteers noticed a resurgence this month in the Chimay area. In response, the government organized a volunteer dive team to carry out a spiky operation, manually removing the invasive species.
只要有人有通报这个籍贯海星的问题，基本上我们就是启动开始做调查。所以七美的这个当时我们收到通报之后，其实在调查的时候知道它已经的密度有到一个接近警戒值，所以我们就启动一个专案开始做籍贯海星的清除。
The government aims to develop long-term prevention strategies and a regional response system to protect Taiwan's marine ecosystems. With continued monitoring and swift responses, Taiwan hopes to stay one step ahead of the spiky invader and preserve the vibrant reefs that make Penghu a marine treasure. Liang Lian and Chelsea Wu for TaiwanPlus.
And thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we leave you with more images of the Taiwanese troops who are heading to Europe this summer. I'm Liao. Take care. See you next time.